Hello, my name is Daniel, owner of ClovisX Game System, PC, and Laptop Repairs here in sunny California. For those of you out searching around for schematics on the PS4 Pro power supplies, or any of their power supplies, period, you will have no doubt found out there are none whatsoever. Most of you shops are ohming out individual components. If you're good at it and can recognize certain configurations, you're probably fixing about 10% of whatever you get into your shop, and likely have about 20 or 30 of these boards, like me, sitting out for parts for them few that are easily and quickly repaired because of minor problems. However, if you had access to schematics for the power supplies, then you would be able to fix every single last one of them power supplies within about 15 to 20 minutes. So that's what this video is all about. I am about to pay to have this particular board, which is ADP300CR AA, reverse engineered for the purpose of repair schematics and component identification. Okay? Now, price tag on that's about $1,500. I'm coming out of pocket about $500, and I'm going to offer up to 10 individuals to get in and get a set of schematics. But because I don't want a whole lot of competition out there, I'm going to make this a bidding war. Okay? Now, in a moment here, I'm going to post up a screenshot of the computer, which I will detail exactly how you guys can get your hands on these schematics. Right now, I don't sell anything, so I will not be in any competition with any of you guys that are repairing for the purpose of sales. However, the other people that buy in and get schematics will most likely be your competition. So I have set it up so that hopefully we can squeeze that number of 10 down to possibly 3, 2, who knows, maybe even 1 for the individual that just wants to have a monopoly on being able to buy any power supply he wishes, fix it regardless of circumstances, and get it out. Now, you're saying, oh, what good does it do for schematics on one board? Well, the ADP300FR AAB, as well as the ADP300ER AAA, are identical boards. So the components are in very slight different locations due to schematics and different manufacturers, but all the components are actually the same. And all of your other boards, such as your PS4 Slim, same configurations, slightly different components. The schematics will help you actually repair these as well as the standard PS4 power supplies, because they're all basically doing the exact same thing, taking power in, converting it to DC, putting it into a switch mode on the end, which will turn it on and off, and output 4.87 volts DC for the disk drive, and 12 or 11.78 or 11.8 something or other ish to up to 12 volts on the power itself. So the switching mechanisms, all of it's basically identical with the exception of the actual layout. But with the board schematic, it would, even if it's just for this board, even though they're slightly different configuration, they're basically identical in every way, with it, like I said, with the exception of a few component values for these other boards. So you can, with a set of schematics on this board, be able to repair 100% of all of your PS4 Pro boards, which are ranging right just slightly below $90 up to $120. So if you got 30 boards laying in the shop you could easily afford to drop $1,000 and be the sole individual getting the schematics that will be using them for the purpose of resell, because I do not sell anything. The only thing I'm going to use them for is repairs in my shop. Okay, now I'm going to give up to 10 individuals the ability to get in on this. But you can get bumped off the list. But don't worry, you'll get an absolute 100% refund should you get bumped off the list, and an opportunity to bump somebody else off the list and get back on should you decide you need them better than what you bid on. So I'm not making any profit off of it. I'm only taking the $1,000 portion of it and doing it. Now, if I don't get at least 50% cooperation, cutting my job down to probably, well, let's see, I'm coming up, okay, let's say 75%. If I don't get at least 75% of people who, 75% of that $1,000 from people who want schematics, I'm going to pay for it myself completely, and I'll just make a bunch of YouTube videos on repairs, keep it fairly vague, and use the receipts, use the schematics on personal repairs. Because, like I said, I got about 30 of these boards that it would take a good hour, 2 hours to go through and actually repair, when that's not profitable for me, and it wouldn't be profitable for you. However, with the schematics, 15 minutes, you're done and out of there. Okay, so I'm going to pop up the screen and then show you how I am going to work your ability to get schematics and whether or not you can or cannot be bumped from the list. Here we go. Okay, so I am offering up to 10 individuals, preferably less, and I'll show you how it can be less, to get in on this. Each of these individuals donate $100 to, or I should say invest in $100 toward the reverse engineering of the schematics. Okay, if I get 10 individuals, then 10 individuals will receive everything I get as far as schematics and component identification and all that stuff, exactly the same as I have. Now, here's the deal. The less competition out there owning these schematics, the less likely, let me rephrase that. The less people out there that pay the most for these schematics will be less likely to post them up free somewhere just for Google clicks. And the less people that have access to these schematics, the less competition you are going to have as far as buying cheap power supplies and fixing them up. Alright, so let's say we get 10 individuals. An 11th individual comes in. Let's say, oops. Okay. Alright. 11th individual comes up in and says, hey, I want to get in. And I tell you, I'm sorry, I'm all booked up. Well, this 11th individual here can buy out 2 slots instead of 1. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, let's put these over here. Now, because there's only 10 slots available, what happens to these guys because they got bumped down off the list? Well, that's simple. Each one of these guys will be contacted. This one first. He'll be told, you've been bumped from the list. I'm going to give you a 100% refund of your $100. Or, if you would like, you can buy an additional slot for an additional $100 and be put back on the list. If he says no, well, then he's gone. There we go. Now, then the 11th person will be asked, do you have been bumped from the 10 slots. If you wish to be put back on, you'll have to buy an additional slot. If he says yes, good for him. Guess what happened? He just bumped somebody else off. He actually bumped 2 individuals off. Okay? So, these 2 will be contacted again. Let's say both of them decide to buy in and keep their ability to get the schematics. Guess what? 4 individuals just got dropped from the list. Now, let's say this guy says no. But this guy says yes. Oh, well. Okay, let's say this guy said yes. Okay. Okay, let's get rid of that too. Okay, now let's see, we got, these are doubles here. Everybody below him is gone. So you got a double here, a double here, a double here, a double here, a double here. So all 10 slots were taken up with double entries. That means instead of 10 individuals, we only have 5. All 4 of these will be refunded unless one of these guys down here would like to re-up and buy an additional slot. So let's say 14, 13, and 12 all say, nope, I would just like my refund. Gone. that this guy here, he says, yeah, I'll take it, and I'll do that. So we got 1, 2, 3. Oops. Okay, let's get rid of that. Okay, now guess what? This person here, even though she bought 2 slots, she's been entirely bumped off. So if she don't want to add the extra $300 or extra $100, making her contribution a total of $300, then she will get a refund and be dropped from the list. Now, at this point, you'll notice that this guy here, he's got 2 slots, but one of them are not in the slot. I will not drop him unless somebody else comes in and buys a triple slot. Okay, and the reason for that, even though it's over $1,000, is because he still has at least 1 slot. Now, I am not going to refund this $100 because he bid on it. That will just help me on my original $500 that I'm putting in above all of you others. Now, let's say somebody else did come in and bought 3 slots because they wanted in on it. And who's going to buy it? Okay. Okay. Now, that bumped 2 individuals. Okay, so the wife is coming home, so you'll probably hear them gabbing in the background. Alright, so we're going to cut this short. Let's say this guy says, you know what, I just can't afford it. Gone. Okay. However, RTYU says, you know what, I got enough power supplies, I will totally remake that within about 3 days with the power supplies I got laying around in my shop. And she says, I will bid all the slots. Guess what? Every single last one of you has been bumped from the list, and RTYU will be the only individual other than myself to get schematics, meaning she will have a monopoly on a quick, easy $5 repair of them $90 to $100 power supplies, as well as the ability to repair 10 times more of all of the other power supplies due to the configuration being extremely similar. And with the schematics, it makes it so quick and easy to repair stuff, it ain't funny. So that's basically how it works. The less competition out there, the more money you make. So bid high. Stay safe, happy gaming, everybody. Okay, so now that we got that long part out of the way, in order to get the money to me, you will need to email it. ClovisX at Comcast.net. It's ClovisX at Comcast.net. No spaces in any of it. Via PayPal only. Gift to friends and family only. Make sure you write in power supply schematics in the comment section below. If you don't want me to use your PayPal email for contacting you, put in preferred email. You'll be put on a list. You'll be told what number you are on the list. If you are bumped from the list, you will be given the opportunity to get back on or get a total 100% refund. Now, no doubt there's going to be a few people that says, oh, there's schematics available for them. No, they're not. Alright, there's scams out there. There is no schematics available for the PS4 Pro power supplies or any of the other ones that I'm aware of. And I've searched everywhere, trust me. Otherwise I wouldn't be spending $1,500 to have the board reverse engineered. So, if you send $100 to ClovisX at Comcast.net, then I will put you on the list. I'll send you an email confirming your location on the list. This is my one second. This is my business license, Bureau of Electronic and Appliance Repair license, and other info. Now, you don't need to call. Just send email via PayPal with the $100. If you are required to add an extra $100 for a bump up slot, then I would inform you. If you say no, I will 100% immediately refund the money to you. Now, estimated time for this is about 2.5 to 3 months from the moment I mail off the power supplies here in a couple of weeks. So you have until I get the schematics in my hands to get on the list. Once I get the schematics in my hand, everybody on the list will get them. Job closed. No one else will be getting anything. Now I'm going to ask you not to video reproduce or sell these schematics, because you can make a whole lot more money making videos of you repairing power supplies and actually repairing power supplies than you are going to selling them schematics. All you're going to do is create super competition for yourself and cost yourself money. So don't do it. I mean, it's your choice, but don't do it. Later, guys.